Good morning, Kingswood House parents. Welcome to this week's Headmaster's blog. It's Friday the 20th of November. Today is Nelson House Day, and fortunately the weather is dry, and thank you in advance to Miss Smith, who has worked extremely hard putting together a timetable, a framework for this event to take place. Well done to all of Nelson, who have also been very creative in coming up with ways to continue to raise money for their charity, and I hope that the timetable allows for everybody to spend their tokens and enjoy the house day as we would usually. And of course, there's lots of odd socks floating about today. Lots of children and staff are coming wearing very colourful, garish socks in support of Odd Socks Day as a part of the National Anti-Bullying Week. And this has been a core focus for us throughout our divisional assemblies, our whole school assembly on Wednesday, and throughout PSHE, and every opportunity in form time to re-emphasise to the boys what bullying means, how to define it, what to do if you feel sad or upset in any way at all, and of course to talk to people. But fundamentally, this is a very happy school, and I believe that prevention is better than cure, and we work extremely hard to showcase this term's value of respect. Firstly, respect for yourself, and secondly, respect for others, in order to try and put in place an environment that is friendly, welcoming and inclusive to all. On a slightly related note, I was very inspired by an article I read in the Times earlier this week about a gentleman called Mr. Lawrence Brophy. Now, I'm just going to share very briefly this with you. He was 87 last year in 2019 and formerly a keen cross-country runner. His knees had given way and he had decided to take up cycling in his early 80s, and he felt like he needed a challenge. So he undertook the gruelling cycle from Land's End to John O'Groats and duly achieved this astonishing feat, 874 miles in 25 days at the ripe old age of 87. And of course, as you would expect, he was exhilarated at the end of his mission, only to find a matter of days later that the world record for the same distance was held by somebody a year older. Not to be deterred, Mr. Brophy calmly waited for 365 days until he was the oldest person to undertake that journey, and in 2020 he has repeated exactly the same feat, another 874 miles from Land's End to John O'Groats, to write his name into history and the record books. I can only say I was blown away. This story just appeals to me on so many different levels. I think resilience, grit, determination, challenge, just the whole thing. And I shared it with the boys on Wednesday, and I do think it's a great tale, and certainly if I have anything like that sort of energy when I'm his age, I will be extremely content. A really great and inspiring role model for all of us. Just to say, we've had good feedback also from parents' evenings this week with Year 6 with our new online interface, Schools Cloud. We're working towards making that available for Year 8 parents for their parents' evenings as well. And I have to say, in its early stages, and I've been on both sides of this, I've seen it work from the teacher's perspective, and I've also, as a parent myself, been on the other end of it. I think it works incredibly well. And I think that this could absolutely be a vehicle that we carry forward with us to try and facilitate maybe more form teacher meetings, maybe termly, without necessarily the logistical difficulties of getting everybody into school at the same time. So watch this space. That is certainly an area for development, and I'll be very interested to see how it works with the more complicated parents' evenings where we have more subject specialist teachers involved. Right, over to mentions in dispatches. There's a lot to get through this week. It's been a really busy week, full of enterprise and full of celebration. I've got the normal dispatches to read out, and then I've also got our Respect Badge winners and also our Maths Challenge winners. So here goes. Firstly to Ibrahim Barner, well done for working hard in maths. To Zach Borner for being really well organised in the mornings from Mrs. Marskell, and to Ryan Lockhead for super poppy making last week from Miss Smith. Well done to Harrison Wallace for working hard in maths from Miss Forbes, and a big well done to Nathaniel John, who has won the 8 to 11 age group category of local MP Chris Grayling's Designer Christmas Card competition. This is a really prestigious competition. It's open to all schools, maintained and independent throughout Epsom and Ewell. And Nathaniel has won. So brilliant news. Well done, Nathaniel. I very much hope that we can get his design in the newsletter today for you to see. And Chris Grayling will, when lockdown finishes, I believe, come in and give him a prize. So well done again. Well done to Frankie for writing a great story and putting on a Scottish accent to entertain all of 5S. And Madame Swift is very pleased with those Year 5 boys who learnt their French greetings so well this week. Congratulations to William Baker, who currently has the most commendations in 6R. And William is currently self-isolating at home, and he had his birthday on Wednesday, so we all wished him well in assembly for his birthday, and we look forward to seeing him soon. Kieran Schmidt, I love this. Kieran remembered somebody else had a break time detention and made sure that they attended so that they didn't get into any more trouble. Kieran, that is just such a great and kind thing to do. Well done. Mrs. Hornstetter spotted that. And Alex Wang, well done for working really hard in English and French and getting 2 commendations respectively. Theo Walker has got a mention for great work in maths from Mr. Barrett. And Tommy Woods for being conscientious in English from Mr. Twinley. Will Harverson, great attitude towards his learning from Miss Patel. And Eddie Collins for some super football in goal. One thunderbolt heading for the top corner was tipped wide with a strong left hand, according to Mr. Clark. And Eddie Collins again, and Christian Idris for building a great beam bridge during maths enrichment from Mr. Sikdeo. Well done to Matt Mullen, who's been offering very interesting thought-out ideas for PSHE from Mr. Lordy, and Daniel Pepper, who has completely turned around his work in history. Well done, Daniel. And Rory Fitzpatrick for being generally very helpful in English from Mr. Twinley. And actually a note to all of ATAL, and I spoke to you this morning. I'm really pleased with your recent efforts as a class. You've really come back and had a very positive response. Thank you. Keep it up. Well done to Archie Spick, who's been very quietly helpful to Madame Taylor and his classmates without trying to draw attention to himself. So Archie, well done. Great prefect work there. All of 8T have impressed Mrs. Weston in Classics and RS. And Zach Fitzgibbon, well done for volunteering to read in the Christmas online concert. In 9H, Jack Bunyar-Ames has been very consistent, showing a good attitude from Mr. Hendry. Joe Seeger has done well with algebra, and Will Moffat, very good artwork from Mrs. Wraith. James Giles in 9T has been very conscientious in English. Theo Venzelar-Pelly and Alex Hone have been very helpful as well. And Mrs. Hornstetter is generally very pleased with Year 9's work on their trench projects. Sam Squire, well done to you for some huge improvements with computer science from Mrs. Webb. And well done, Angelo Cooper in 10W for your positive and upbeat attitude in registration for Mrs. Weston. Jack Beckman for volunteering again to read in the online carol concert at the end of term. And Max Mitchell-Nesbert for an outstanding composition in music. Well done in Year 11 to James Totham, Arad Rezavandi, Eddie Monk and Ollie Phillips for their excellent work in English from Mr. March. And Oliver Taylor for some good test results recently in geography from Mr. Mitchell. Michael Cleaver and Suyun Lee have been nominated by Mrs. Webb for their work in computer science. Hassan Jaffrey in mathematics. And Mrs. Wraith would like to just mention that all of 11W participated in a very successful meditation session earlier this week as a part of their well-being. So that's good to hear, boys. I might have to join you in that. Now, we hand out badges for our Kingswood House Way values each term, and at the moment these are the current recipients. So please can I say a big well done to Raphael Martins, Matt Villiholota, William Nelson Bowling and Toby Haselden, Torin Arameni Ekaheidi, Cameron Edwards, Byron Miller and Reese Bishop, Aaron Arokandran and Alex Forbes, Lauti Yasnikowski and Darren Usa, Alex Wang and Adam Grattan, Ibrahim Mohammed and Zachary Howes, Dylan Bishop and Joshua Isles, Ed Collins and Sam Carroll, Rory Slater and Jack Rolls, Lucas Cressy and Archie Spick, Jack Bunyar-Ames and Ollie Kennard, Ted Rees and Ali Al-Rubai, Eddie Fisher and Sam Squire, Jack Bettman, Ewan Walker and Theo Spick, Ollie Phillips and Eddie Monk, and Hassan Jaffrey and Theo Byrne. Well done to you. And boys, if you haven't received one yet, as I said to you on Wednesday, there is time left. You just need to keep being consistent and keep working hard and being respectful to others and holding a high level of accountability for yourself in your actions and your words. Well done to the following boys for their UK Primary Maths Challenge Awards. Gold Award for Barnaby Atkins, silver for Aaron, silver for Alex Forbes, bronze for Lucas Christie, Sam Atkins and Oscar Emmett. And in Year 6, gold for Adam Grattan, silver for Josh Draper and Alex Wang, and bronze awards for Freddie Taylor, Benji Schumacher and Alex Hayworth. So parents, I hope you'll agree. It's been a really productive few days, lots and lots of great work going on. Of course, with 4 weeks left, there's still plenty of work to do, and we're all looking forward to continuing that and hopefully being able to enjoy some Christmas celebrations at the end of the term. Have a super weekend.